The players in the transfer portal. I mean, we talk about Ewers at Texas, just one of a number of big moves. So, Dennis, let's talk about your top 5 transfers to watch right now.
Yeah, it's really easy. Caleb Williams, number 1 at Oklahoma. It took a while for him to get there after Lincoln Riley went. I've seen and read and heard multiple issues that the family and Caleb had with Lincoln, jumping ship at Oklahoma. They were pretty pissed off about it that he left, but I think they were talked in off the ledge, and I think he's going to have a fantastic career at USC. The problem at USC is the entire turnaround of that program and the Pac-12 at large is on Caleb Williams, Lincoln Riley, and the rest of that new administration at USC. Quinn Ewers, number 2, I just said, I think he's going to be the starter at Texas. I think he's going to be really good there. Jermaine Burton, I mentioned him earlier at Georgia, or at Alabama, go-to receiver now after coming up through Georgia. And with receivers being more important now than ever, they might be the number 2 most important position on the field next to quarterback, given the Tyreek Hill signing. Then that's going to be a big get for Alabama. Number 4, Spencer Rattler. If you're a South Carolina fan and somebody came up to you in the offseason and said, "You're South Carolina, how would you like to have a 5-star quarterback who was a favorite for the Heisman, completes 70% of his passes in his college career, and is a dual threat guy, somewhat accomplished"? I think you'd take him. I think that's going to be a great get for South Carolina and Shane Beamer, and I think it's going to be great for him in his career. And finally, Jackson Dart, the USC import at Ole Miss. The coach there at Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin, has a great history with West Coast quarterbacks. I seem to remember a Matt Leinart and Matt Corral, among others, that he's developed there. So I think in that offense, he'll be fantastic for Ole Miss.
Yeah, we've got the same top 2. I've got Caleb Williams to USC as my number 1 transfer. I think that Caleb was the most talented player available in the portal this offseason, so it made sense for him to follow Lincoln Riley to USC, and I think that immediately kind of gives maybe just a sense of, legitimacy to what's going to happen with the Trojans and some hype heading into the year that maybe this could be a quicker turnaround than thought. Quinn Ewers to Texas, I think, is huge because he is an incredibly talented player, and that's a program that needs a spark somewhere. And I think Quinn Ewers could be the guy to provide it. And if he does, and Texas has a fantastic season, that's going to be a huge story for everybody involved. At number 3, I think is a player that's kind of been forgotten by most, who transferred early. Eli Rix transferred from LSU to Alabama. He is one of the top cornerbacks in the country. This is a kid who, by the time he leaves college, could be a top 10 pick in the NFL draft. And if you look at Alabama the last few years, it's still Alabama, and its defense has been fantastic. But the secondary, if it had a weak spot, it has been at corner and at safety. So I think Rix coming into that program and taking one of those starting spots is a huge boost to an Alabama team that's already a monster. And then let's go to the Alabama offense for my number 4 player, Jamir Gibbs. We talked about him earlier. This is a kid who played at Georgia Tech, so maybe most of the country didn't pay attention to him, but he was a 5-star out of high school. He went to Georgia Tech, stayed close to home, and put up monster numbers, was a terrific player on a mediocre football team. Now he's going to go be a terrific player surrounded by an Alabama talent level, so he's going to put up incredible numbers compared to what he already was putting up at Georgia Tech. And then number 5, I'm with Dennis. I think Jackson Dart, I think Caleb Williams going to USC worked out really well for Lane Kiffin because Jackson Dart is a very talented quarterback himself, and I actually had him rated higher as far as the quarterbacks in the portal than Spencer Rattler. I think going to Ole Miss, playing for Lane Kiffin, playing in that offense that has proven to be very quarterback friendly for everybody who has been there, I think Dart's going to put up some fantastic numbers and maybe even enter the Heisman conversation before the season ends.
All right, they are college football writers Dennis Dodd and Tom Fornelli talking spring football as camps come to a close and the work towards the fall begins. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Here is the top 5 transfers to watch for each of them side by side. As you heard them talk about, they both agree on 1, 2, and 5, Caleb Williams, Quinn Ewers, and Jackson Dart. But then there is some differentiation. A lot of Alabama emphasis here. Jermaine Burton, the wide receiver, coming over for Dennis. He's one that Dennis likes to watch. And then you have Eli Rix, the cornerback, and Jamir Gibbs also coming over for Bama. And Dennis also liking Spencer Rattler among his top 5 transfers to watch.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.